Hello, welcome this morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at. This is Dr. Brenda Roach, but you can call me Brenda just because it's just much easier. And today we are going to continue the series, the 21-day series, regarding how to set your goals so you actually will achieve them. So it's not enough to just set our goals. We want to make sure that when we set our goals, that we set them up in a way that we can be successful at them. And so we've covered a lot of things in this series so far. Today we're going to continue on with looking at our physical activity for our health and wellness goals. And I'm going to be talking about HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. Yesterday I talked about kind of moderate intensity training. And so you want to kind of look at, again, where are you at in your physical exercise routine, in your physical health, where you can jump into the physical activity if you're not already doing some, do you need to jump in at the low to moderate intensity, or can you go right into the high intensity? They both have benefits and just some different benefits along the way. And so today I'm really going to talk about HIIT. Again, if you're catching this live, please let me know where you're from, that you're on here. And sorry, I was just putting this in. And let me know kind of, what some of your goals are and how you feel you're doing on your physical exercise and physical activity goals as well at this point. That would be helpful for me to know. And so again, if you're catching this live, please give me some loves. Let me know you're here. Give me some thumbs up. If you feel that this could be beneficial for other people, feel free to share it as well. And I look forward to continuing this series. We only have 4 more days after today. These are posted on my blog post page, and that is Brenda Roach, ROCHE.com. And you go to training topics and you go down to the first selection, which is setting goals. And all of these are uploaded within 24 hours after I finish them, along with the narrative that goes along with them. After the 21 days is done, I am putting together a PDF that has all of this information in it, all in one spot, as well as some bonuses and some extra information that I haven't had time to cover within this series as well. So I hope you will take advantage of popping over there and getting that. And that's, again, Brenda Roach, ROCHE.com. And so today, again, we're going to be talking about the benefits of high intensity interval training. And so while most people know that physical activity is healthy, it's estimated that about 30% of people worldwide don't get enough exercise. And unless you have, a physically demanding job, a dedicated fitness routine is likely going to be your best bet for getting active and meeting your kind of goals that we look at for our physical well-being. Unfortunately, many people feel like they just don't have enough time to exercise. I've talked about this on several different parts of this training, that we really need to dedicate, and we need to look at that and come up with some time to do that. We need some accountability partners. We need to engage our social support system, that we're going to have a much better chance of achieving those if we put those into place. And if this sounds like you, maybe it's time to really try some high intensity interval training, because it doesn't take a lot of time. That's the nice thing about HIIT. So HIIT is a broad term for workouts that involve really short periods of intense exercise, alternated with recovery periods. And so one of the big advantages of HIIT is that you can get maximal health benefits in a minimal amount of time. And I know most people nowadays, unfortunately, we're all very, very busy. And so HIIT is a great alternative that you can look at and use. So what is HIIT, or high intensity interval training? It involves these short bursts of intense exercise alternated with low intensity recovery periods. Interestingly, it is perhaps the most efficient way, time efficient way to exercise. It usually will range from 10 to 30 minutes at any given time when you're doing the HIIT exercise. So again, if you're finding this helpful, give me some loves, give me some thumbs up. If you think this can be helpful for other people, feel free to share it as well. But despite how short the workout is, it can really produce some really nice health benefits similar to twice as much moderate intensity exercise. So that is a nice reason why using HIIT, you can get your bang for your buck much quicker with less time. The actual activity being performed varies, but it can include, sprinting, biking, jumping, jumping rope, or other kind of body weight exercises. So this is also another thing that you can do at home. You don't have to be in a gym in order to do it as well, which also makes it really nice. For example, a HIIT workout routine using a stationary bike could consist of 30 seconds of cycling as fast as possible at a high resistance, followed by several minutes of slow, easy cycling at kind of that low resistance. And this would be considered one round or repetition of HIIT, and you typically complete 4 to 6 repetitions in one workout. The specific amount of time you exercise and recover will vary really based on the activity you choose and how intensely you're exercising and where you're at in your physical kind of well-being and physical exercise routine at that point as well. But regardless of how it is implemented, high intensity intervals really should involve short periods of really vigorous exercise that make your heart rate speed up. And so not only does HIIT provide the benefits of longer duration exercise in a much shorter amount of time, it may also provide some really unique health benefits that I'm going to talk about here today. So first off, HIIT can really burn a lot of calories in a really short amount of time. So it burns, really fast and, a lot of calories using HIIT. One study actually compared the calories burned during 30 minutes each of HIIT versus weight training versus running and biking. And the researchers found that HIIT burned 25 to 30% more calories than other forms of exercise. Now, wouldn't that be a great deal? And a shorter amount of time as well. So it gives you some really nice benefit around that. So basically in summary, HIIT may help you burn more calories than traditional exercise or burn the same amount of calories in a shorter amount of time. So that's one great benefit, especially if you're looking at if your goal is for weight loss. Now, the other thing that HIIT has a benefit for is your metabolic rate is higher for hours after you exercise. That's right, you heard me right. So this is after you exercise, you're still going to be getting a benefit because your metabolic rate is going to be higher after doing HIIT. So several studies also have demonstrated HIIT's impressive ability to really increase your metabolic rate for hours after exercise. Some researchers have found that HIIT's impressive ability to really increase that. They found HIIT increases your metabolism after exercise more than jogging or weight training. So again, there's a nice benefit that you can get, again, for a shorter period of time of your effort, but it goes for a longer period of time of benefit. In another study, HIIT also found that to shift the body's metabolism toward using fat versus for energy rather than carbs. So again, HIIT has a tendency to burn more of your fat, instead of our muscle or those things. And so it's a really important way as well if you're looking at loss of fat and gaining that lean muscle mass. It's a great way of achieving that goal as well. And then the other goal is, you can, similar to that you can actually gain more muscle with HIIT. So in addition to losing more fat, HIIT could help increase that muscle mass in certain individuals. So, however, the gain in muscle mass is primarily in the muscles being used the most, often the trunk or legs. So additionally, it's important to note that it increases muscle mass are more likely to occur in individuals who were less active to begin with. So if you've been, really working out a lot and you've already been in a huge exercise routine, you might gain less muscle mass versus if you've been, more sedentary or doing moderate to low intensity and then you move into HIIT, you are likely going to gain more muscle mass as well. So that's another really nice benefit. HIIT also can improve, oxygen consumption. So oxygen consumption really refers to your muscle's ability to use oxygen, and endurance training is typically used to improve your oxygen consumption. So traditionally this consists of, long sessions and continuous running and cycling at a steady rate. However, it really appears recently by some great research that HIIT can produce the same benefits in shorter amount of time. So again, if we're thinking about time, all of us are busy. How can we get our biggest bang for our buck? HIIT might really be a great option for you. One study found that 5 weeks of HIIT workouts performed 4 days per week for only 20 minutes per session improve oxygen consumption by 9%. So that's not a bad deal. It's a pretty good, benefit for, again, pretty short periods of time. So really that's 80 minutes in a week. Most people, if they're in a running exercise, they might do that in a whole day and do that 5-7 times a week. So it's again, a nice benefit in increasing that oxygen consumption. Another one is it can reduce your heart rate and your blood pressure. So any of you that might have some blood pressure issues, this HIIT could be possibly a really nice alternative for that as well. So a large amount of research indicates that it can reduce the heart rate, blood pressure in overweight and obese individuals who often have high blood pressure. One study found that in 8 weeks of HIIT on a stationary bike, decreased blood pressure as much as a traditional endurance training in adults with high blood pressure. So again, in a shorter period of time, you get a bigger bang for your buck. So the last one is that blood sugar can be reduced by HIIT. So those of you that are struggling maybe with some blood sugar issues, HIIT has also been shown to really have a nice benefit for decreasing your blood sugar. So blood sugar can be reduced by HIIT programs lasting less than 12 weeks. There's some research out there. There's a summary of over 50 different studies. We're not talking one study. We're not talking Dr. Brenda Roach says this, that have found not only does HIIT reduce blood sugar, but it also improves insulin resistance more than traditional continuous exercise. So HIIT really has some really nice benefits compared to really those traditional things that we used to do. So based off of this information, it's really possible that high intensity exercise is particularly beneficial for those at risk of type 2 diabetes. Again, I'm not a medical doctor, and before you ever start an exercise routine, if you have physical, health conditions, you always want to check with your physician to make sure that it is going to be beneficial and healthy and that is safe for you to do it as well. So again, HIIT can be a really nice benefit in a short period of time. That is the nice thing about HIIT, is that it just doesn't take as much time versus really traditional exercise routines. And so there are many ways that you can add high intensity intervals to your exercise routine so it isn't hard to get started. So here's some ideas. To begin, you just need to choose your activity, whether it's going to be running, biking, jumping rope, whatever those are going to be. Then you can experiment with different durations of the exercise and recovery, or how long you are performing intense exercise and how long you're recovering. So here's a few examples of HIIT workouts. So using a stationary bike, pedal as hard and fast as you can for 30 seconds. Then pedal at a slow, easy pace for 2 to 4 minutes. Then repeat this pattern 15 to 30 minutes. So that would be one way of just beginning a HIIT exercise routine. Or after jogging to warm up, sprint as fast as you can for 15 seconds. Then walk or jog at a really slow pace for 1 to 2 minutes. And repeat this pattern for 10 to 20 minutes. As you can see, it's pretty easy to do. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need a lot of extra equipment in order to do this. Another way is perform squat jumps as quickly as possible for 30 to 90 seconds. Then stand or walk for 30 to 90 seconds. And repeat that pattern for 10 to 20 minutes. So while these are examples that can kind of get you started, you really need to modify them for your own routine, again, based on your experience. So what is the bottom line with HIIT, or high intensity interval training? Is that it's a very efficient way to exercise. It may help you burn more calories than you would with kind of traditional forms of exercise. Some of those calories that are burned from high intensity intervals come from higher metabolism, which lasts for hours after exercise, which is a really nice benefit to have, that you're still getting those benefits after you stop exercising. And overall, HIIT produces many of the same benefits as other forms of exercise, just in a shorter amount of time. The benefits include lower body fat, heart rate, and high blood pressure. And HIIT may also help lower blood sugar or improve that insulin sensitivity. So if you have a short time and want to get active, consider doing some high intensity interval training. So again, I hope you found this helpful. If you're catching this by replay, put #replay, put it down below. Let me know where you're from. Give me some thumbs up. And let me know once you start your HIIT program and what you're doing for it and how you found it beneficial as well. So again, I appreciate you tuning in, and I'm trying to get my comments out of here. And I hope that you, again, have found this beneficial, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure what time I'm going to come on tomorrow. I will let you know just as soon as I know when that's going to be as well. And so I hope, again, you found it helpful. If you feel like you know other people that this could be helpful for, please feel free to share it. And you can jump over to my blog post, Brenda Roche, ROCHE.com, and I will be posting all of this over there later today, along with the narrative that goes along with it. And again, I hope you have a great day, morning, afternoon, wherever you're from. Enjoy your Saturday, and it looks like it's going to be a really nice day here in Billings as well. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.